Christian McCaffrey, I think we can agree, is the number one weapon on the Niners offense. Quarterback aside, he's the
I
MVP
agree.
frontrunner. Who's the number two weapon? I feel like this pecking order changes all the time with this team.
Okay. I have a very definite opinion, but first I want to say the contenders.
Sure.
Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk.
Check.
Use check. Okay.
Yeah.
I would have to say 4 games in, hands down, Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, I have to agree.
You do?
What do you like about Brandon Ayuk?
Okay. He always seems to be open for the catch that's going to kill you. The catch that's going to kill you. He has great hands. He gets himself free. And Iggy, he's really courageous.
Yeah.
He plays angry.
Yes, he does. I love that. Usually, yeah, he really does. Like even more angry than Deebo, who breaks all those tackles.
I agree. And look, I'm not putting down Deebo, and I'm not putting down Kittle. They're contenders. They're really special. But I think this kid is now the leader of the pack, aside from McCaffrey.
Absolutely. He's so good that as long as the Niners have McCaffrey and Ayuk, like Deebo and Kittle don't really have to do much. They become almost like decoys, or they can be. What I think is interesting is I'm looking right now to advanced stats, and when targeted this season, Brandon Ayuk, 20 targets, 17 catches, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and a quarterback rating of 152. Wow. If you throw at Brandon Ayuk, your quarterback rating is 152. It's amazing.
Hey, that might even be Iggy. That might be an A+.
That might be an A+. So yeah, right now the Niners are in an interesting spot. Like they have the best running back in the league, so you kind of have to put 8 in the box to try to stop him, which leaves Brandon Ayuk one-on-one on the outside. And there are very few teams, if any, that have a cornerback who can cover Brandon Ayuk one-on-one. Pretty good combination the Niners got right now. Those two.
Is Ayuk in elite class of wide receivers? Is he in the Tyreek Hill class?
I think he is. I think he's as good as any wide receiver in the league. He does it differently, but I think he's a number one wide receiver, and I think he's proving it right now. Like you have to almost double team him to stop him. And if you double team him, then you're leaving McCaffrey one-on-one and Kittle one-on-one and Deebo one-on-one. So it's kind of interesting spot.
How is his route running?
It's the best on the team. Like Deebo Samuel is not a particularly good route runner. And he doesn't have particularly long arms or good hands. But when you get him the ball, all of a sudden he's the best player in the league. Brandon Ayuk, you can't jam him at the line of scrimmage. He can beat that. You can't cover him one-on-one. He could beat that. He's got really long arms for a guy who's 6 feet tall. He has the arms of like a guy who's 6'4" or 6'5". He's tough. He'll go over the middle. He's not as elusive and hard to bring down as Deebo after the catch, but he's also good after the catch. So he's extremely well-rounded wide receiver. He's a better wide receiver than just about anyone in the league.
You know, there are certain, I don't know the players anymore. I retired 7 years ago. There are certain players on the team I would like to meet and chat with. He would be among one of the first. For example, you would say, gee, I would like to talk to Kittle or Bosa. Not for me, because what I feel with Kittle and Bosa is you pretty much know what they're going to say. They're very programmed. They're in that way. I don't have a feeling about Ayuk. I have the feeling he's maybe a little shy. Iggy, I don't know. He certainly, I think, is not looking for publicity.
Correct.
I don't think he's looking. Yes. But I have a feeling, again, never having met him, that he has a lot of opinions, a lot of very interesting insights, and would be fascinating to get to know. Do you have that feeling? You know, you've met him.
I do absolutely have that feeling. He strikes me as like maybe a young Jimmy Ward. Now he's a little bit more quiet and keeps to himself. Jimmy Ward would talk to anyone about anything forever. But I do think he has his own perspective. He doesn't necessarily go along with what the team's narrative is. But he's also on the hunt for his contract extension. So right now he's like a 25-year-old guy doing everything right, saying everything right, with a little bit of a twinkle in his eye, like he knows more than he's letting on. That's how I read him.
Okay, I like it. I like
Like,
it.
yeah.
I really admire him. Other players I would like to talk to, Trent Williams.
Oh yeah. You
I
love
think
Trent Williams.
I would love to talk to him. And I'm going to
Yeah.
say something. You have to understand, I'm almost 78 now. To me, athletes seem very young. And a lot of them are very young and undeveloped. Trent Williams seems to me like a grown up.
Yeah.
A real grown up. And I would like to, I think it would be fascinating to hear what he has to say.
That's always an interesting concept. Like, who are the real grown-ups on a team? The very young men.
Very young men.
He's one. He's definitely one. Yeah. Spencer for Hire says, Lowell, Iggy is hilarious and has helped me get over my anger when the Niners lose. His quick wit and integrity blends well with his passion for truth. I admire the job you did raising him so I can have peace.
Thank you so much, Spencer. That you made my day. Thank you.
Thank you, Spencer. Glad I can bring you peace after the Niners losses, which no longer occur anymore. They're never going to lose again. Andre Rodriguez says, you two always criticize the Niners for the right tackle, but who was available? The best available right tackle was McGlinchey. How would they get one? Overpay McGlinchey? They could have drafted
so
one.
it's our fault, not theirs. Okay.
They could have drafted one. They drafted no offensive lineman this year. Tony says, like I said last year with CMC and BA, Debo is decoy, Samuel. I said what I said. Also, Brock Purdy doesn't deserve the plus until he faces some adversity. Lol. Yeah, come from behind.
Yeah. That's what we think.